Tonight, a Central New York community is coming together to remember two teens whose lives were cut short. Last week, 16-year-old Shannon Ingram was stabbed to death in Lynn Court. Police say Mark Cernastic stabbed Ingram and her mother at their home along Gaynor Avenue. Her mother managed to escape and call police. And 2 weeks ago, the remains of missing Solvay teen Decrion Reed Cruz were found by a passerby. He disappeared from his home last November. Happening right now, Alex Rusilla joins us live from one of the vigils at Solvay High School tonight. Alex?
Well, Megan, as you can imagine, there are so many heavy hearts here from a lot of their friends, and even in some cases, I think some family members may be here, I've been told. And a lot of the organizers, a lot of the students who are here, we're just going to give you a live picture right now. Megan, they were telling me they're doing this for both of the families respectively as a way to also really help them in their grieving process to, in a way, keep their minds off of what's been happening recently here in Solvay. Now, this is where 16-year-old Shannon Ingram went to school for the last 2 years. Memorial outside of her home with flowers and messages in Lynn Court is evidence of how much she was loved by so many people during her life. And those emotions will be taken from her front yard here to Solvay High School this evening. Ingram was killed at her home last week, and as you can understand, it was very hard for many people who knew her to talk in the wake of such a tragedy happening to their friend and neighbor. And this has been a very hard year at Solvay High School for many students. In addition to hearing about the killing of Shannon Ingram, they also lost Decrion Reed Cruz. He was 18. He went missing from his Solvay home in November, and after multiple searches, authorities found nothing and had very little information coming into them from the community. However, the search and questions about where he could have gone came to a close 2 weeks ago. His remains were found next to nearby railroad tracks, and people will be using this vigil as a way to come together, to remember, and simply to continue to grieve with one another.
It might because how much people care about what happened to them.
What are you looking to get out of tonight?
Seeing how much people care might make me feel better.
Might make you feel a little better.
Because she was one of my classmates, and they both were.
Megan, from my time spent covering both of these stories in respect to Shannon in the last week or so, and in respect to Decrion in the last months and even weeks and months, the one thing that many people have in common with both of these stories, while they're both separate, the one thing they have in common is they don't understand the why. They don't understand the what. Those are still questions that so many people are asking here this evening. For now, we're live in Solvay. I'm Alex Rusilla. Back to you.
Tough time for those young folks there tonight. Alex, thank you. As for the man accused of stabbing Shannon Ingram to death, Mark Cernastic, he's currently being held without bail and is due back in court at the end of the month.